Hi, everybody. Let's take a look at our learning check for September the 9th. Today, we are looking at the themes of Beowulf and how they apply to us in our lives. And that is our main assignment for today. If you are not with us, if you are absent today, you will need to make this up. Okay. But this is what we will be doing in class for the rest of us. First off, there's a short video here from Course Hero. It's like a minute and a half long, and it just kind of gives a real quick reminder of some of the main themes in the epic poem of Beowulf. Now, these themes come from the entire work, not just the parts that we read. Okay, so some of them you may not be as familiar with, but you should have seen almost all of these already. All right, so we're going to put our first name, we're going to put our last name, we'll put the block of what class you're in, and then we want you to select one of these themes, okay? This is the theme from the play or from the poem that you are going to use for your constructed response. So whatever you pick here, we're going to be dealing with the rest of the way. Here, we would like you to put 3 ways that you have seen this theme. Now, this can be like things that have happened to you, things that you have done, things maybe you've seen in your family members. But when you think of these qualities, you think of these characteristics, you think of these themes that were in the poem, how might you have seen something similar to that? Now, this does not need to be any kind of sentence or paragraph, anything like this. This could just be notes and stuff that you've taken. Here, then, why do you feel that this theme is important? Okay, so here what we want to know is when you think of courage or hospitality or whatever it might be, why is that something important? What do you think the value of that is? The next then is where you are going to write your constructed response. And we're going to use the Tpack model in writing that. Sorry about that announcement that just went over the PA. You are going to write your constructed response here in this box, and you will use the Tpack model. Now, below it, we have the 5 pieces of the Tpack, and we also have some sentence starters here that you can use to help you get your constructed response completed. Now, when we think of this constructed response, let's take a look at how we're going to put this together. The first sentence is obviously going to be the naming of the theme. One of the themes that we saw in Beowulf was blank. Really, it's going to be almost literally that simple. Give us an example. Where did you see that in the poem? Where did you see that in the reading? And give us a sample. For example, in the reading, Beowulf blank, right? And then show us how we see that characteristic or that element, that theme element. From here, though, then we're going to start transitioning over to how you see that in your life, okay? So then if the T, the topic sentence, is which theme we're looking at, and the E is the example from the text, then we're going to look at paraphrasing. To me, that means what? To me, I see that characteristic, whatever, okay? Now we're going to get to the analysis. And this is where you're going to have to start drawing in how that characteristic, that theme, that element is important and is in that you see it in your life, that it is a lesson for you to learn, okay? And so this is where you start to say, in my life, courage is important because da-da-da-da-da, or why you feel like you need to be courageous, or what is the value of being courageous in this society. Then you wrap it up with your conclusion, and this is where you kind of give your spin on it. Are you courageous? Are you working at being courageous? Who taught you to be courageous? What is that lesson and what is that value? So we do want you to use the Tpack model in this constructed response. It will be 5+ sentences long, and you will type it right in here. This is the only part of this assignment that will be graded. Even though that you will put information in on these 3 questions, this is the only one that will be graded, okay? I am not opposed to you writing this in a Google Doc and then copying and pasting it over if that is something you would like to do. That also gives you access to things like spell check and your grammar check and whatever. That's also a nice way to protect yourself. They do say that Google Forms now auto saves your work as you go along. But again, I always like to protect ourselves a little bit. If you have any questions about this, feel free to reach out for clarification, and we can't wait to see your answers.